Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you. I'm sorry, I love you, forgive me, thank you.
Past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Good morning. Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's Friday edition of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Laura Michaels here. So happy to be here with you today. It's Memorial Day weekend, so a lot of people are already into their weekend. I know my husband Brian finished his day yesterday at noon and started easing himself into some self-care for the weekend. And so, what are your plans for Memorial Day weekend? Drop it in the comments. Great show for you today. We have the Oracle of Apollo here. It's been a while since we've had just a one-on-one day with her to get to your questions, your readings, the angel numbers, and all things spirit-filled. So I'm so excited. And I just want to say something about how purposeful spirit is. I'm just going to be vulnerable with you. I went earlier this week to speak at the VA for a fallen comrade's memorial service, Keith. And of course, my doctor was there because she's the one who invited me to speak. And, I was talking to her about this issue I've been dealing with for over a year with the congestion and all of that. You all know. And and so she said, "Oh, I want you to have a cancer screening because you have a history of it in your family, and it's been you're about 3 months overdue, and all of that." So I remember when I used to be really afraid, they would have to call me 10, 15 times to get me to go to actually because I was so fearful. And I thought I was over that. And then this morning I found myself going, "Oh my God, oh, should I cancel? Da 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 da." And so I had a talk with I'm supposed to log every time that it kicks me off, so that's what I'm doing. They had thought I'd worked my way through it before, I sat down in this chair, and then came Oracle. And there's something about her every time since the day she came into my life that when I'm in some fearful space, no matter what it's about, sometimes I don't even realize until I'm in there with her. She always has something. So today was no exception. She's already sent me a meditation about it, and just the way she speaks things into existence, that the moment you hear them, you know them to be true. And that's why I always say to people, I know there's a lot of people out there that claim to be this and doing that and light work and all that. Um, but this one I know, I'm not saying that the others aren't real, but this one, I'm telling you, the Oracle of Apollo is the real deal. So she's here today, and I'm excited because she helped me get to a new place just like that. And that is my prayer for all of you today. So get your questions ready for her. Get your angel numbers written down. Readings are on the way because here she comes, the Oracle of Apollo. Put some hearts on the screen. It's our way of rolling out the virtual red carpet. Welcome.
No, I'm not frozen.
I know you were fooling. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Still elevating, still integrating Romania.
Me
As you
too.
pointed out earlier today, softening is the word for the
You
week.
really are. I love it. Your hair is so beautiful. You always hide it.
Thank you.
It's really beautiful. I'm feeling this softer version. But listen, I think it's called who HOOPONOPONO.
Hopo opo ono. And I heard it and I smiled because before we cut into the show, I was like, oh, Lauren should do Hopo opo ono. And then it was literally there and I felt you emotion when the Hopo opo. I couldn't see you, obviously, because I'm in the green room, but I felt it. I felt it, the emotion coming out as it was coming through for you. And
And
I
you
said, oh,
know
that
what's
for him.
interesting? What did you say it's called?
Hopo opo ono, the Hawaiian prayer song.
Yes. Now I have that loaded still because I did a mental health summit like maybe like 5 or 6 months ago and deleted all the other stuff from it, but something led me to keep that. And I have not played it since that day. And I was just led to play it this morning. And it was interesting because I saw you mouthing the words when she started singing. So I was like, ah, okay. Yeah, I'm glad I kept it. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
I recommend, if you guys don't know about this, you saw it in a song context, but you can use this mantra because with anything that's on repeat, it's a mantra. It's something that we're intoning, and it's creating programming inside of us. So, what were the words? The words were, "I love you.
You,
Please forgive me.
me,
Thank you." No, wait, it was, "I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you."
thank you.
So what
Yeah.
we do is we talk to ourselves. So it's like, okay, let's say I've been hypercritical on myself this week. "Oh, look at how you failed. You could have done that."
Like
So
I
we
was this morning.
Right. So we go to that part of ourselves, like, "Oh, I was critical. Let me talk to that part of myself." And then you can place your hands on your heart or feel in your body because you'll know it. You can ask, "Where am I holding this in my body?" And then maybe something tinges, maybe something twitches, maybe something tenses up. And then you can hold that physical space and say those words of the Ho'oponopono until you feel it shifts. It's very powerful.
It is. And the fact that it was there waiting. I didn't even know why I was playing it because I really didn't remember what it meant from that day on the show because I'd never heard it before that day. And there it is. I just love that about source, the spirit, and all those um beings that are in our world to help us when we don't know how to help ourselves. It's so powerful. It is so powerful. That's why it's so clear that as long as we don't allow things that do not serve us to convince us that we are completely alone, because we are never completely alone,
Yes.
we always have hope, and even when you don't know how to find your way to turning the page, they will lead you and literally put your hand on it so that all you have to do is turn it. It's just incredible. I feel 1,000,000% better
You just
already.
made me have an idea, an inspiration. And when we did exactly what you're saying, which connecting ourselves to that which is greater than ourselves in Romania, I
Yeah.
have the full video. It's 40 minutes long in my phone of the whole process on how to do that. And Lauren just made me realize I need to post this for access for all of you at home. So today I will do that. The Oracle of Apollo YouTube, it will be under today. So tomorrow, go check it out and go tap in for yourself, and it will be there for anybody else who just wants to experience this on their own terms, without judgment, without pressure, and anonymously, which is why I love doing sharing this through TV and through these shows, because you can kind of just peek in and be all critical and bring all your cynicism with you. And I love you guys, all your cynical thoughts, bring them with you, of course,
Yes.
because that was me. That was definitely me.
Me
Um,
too.
but it allows you to step into a place where I can peek and nobody will know. So that's always a good
Right.
place to be.
Right. A fly on the wall kind of thing, and it's awesome. So let's I want people to have the opportunity today. It's been a minute. So why don't you start? Why we're in the month of May for at least a few more days, moving into June. Anything going on in the stars or this what is this season that we're in? What can we expect? And
Mhm.
when's that Mercury retrograde? It always sneaks up on me, and because I don't really follow, when it's gonna come, or I don't know much about that, but I know when it does show up, 'cause everything starts getting all weird. So what's going on out there that we should know about?
Okay, so we're going to be going into Gemini season. And Geminis are, we're changing our minds, we're looking back, we're going forward. It's always like the double take. But the great thing about this is that the sun is finally coming back. My favorite time of the year, summer solstice, is going to be next month. So the sun is coming back. The days are going to be longer. And let's talk about the season for a second, because so each season brings with it a medicine, and I'm using the word medicine because a medicine is something that brings vitality, vigor, and gusto. And I speak in synonyms, so bear with me. And these things are being imbued or embodied into us by virtue of its existence. So because we are natural beings, as much as we want to take ourselves away from the natural elements of the world, the sun is going to start restoring you. It's going to start making you want to do things. It's not a coincidence that during summer season, we want to take vacation. We want to have fun. And we might think, well, it's warm. It's actually beyond that. It's because we have more vitality because the sun is shining and we are receiving that energy into us. So on summer solstice, the longest day of the year, we're going that joy energy, that discovery energy, our inner child gets to come out and play. That's what is happening. This is the season for your inner child play. This is a doing season, not a reflecting season. This is a go out and try season, go out and have fun season, go out and just experience season. And then as far as Mercury in retrograde, let me think. I can't think of that right now because I'm kind of focused on the sun. The sun is about your identity and how you perceive yourself. So it's a vital life force, and it's very imperative that you express yourself in this season as best as possible because there is a purpose. We think that recreation has no purpose, and this is malarkey. Word of the day, malarkey. This is malarkey, right? So malarkey.
Right.
Malarkey. This is a lie that the adults have told themselves to dull their shine, to not let that inner child play. So this, when we are in a space of being, we refill our well. We refill our well, and then we can actually do and co-create better. And here's something I'm going to give you guys a sun challenge directly from the Oracle of Apollo. The sun challenge this month is I will stand in the sun and notice. I'm not saying, for infinitely stand in the sun. Stand in the sun and notice two things. One, am I being depleted when I stand in the sun? Or two, am I being regenerative when I'm standing in the sun? And there's a reason for this. If you are standing in the sun and you are being drained, this is a bad sign. That is because you in your everyday life are not sustaining. You're not creating sustainable practice in your own life to recharge your own energy, and the sun is showing you this. If you are left with vigor at the end of standing in the sun, 5, 10, 15 minutes tops, depending on your skin, right? If you're standing there and you're coming back with vigor, you're being sustainable in your own energy. So practice this month and learn something about yourself. And if you discover, wow, I really got drained, what are you doing that is unsustainable? And how can you shift that?
You know what? I just thought of, like, my husband, Brian, he loves the sun. But sometimes there's a difference. If he's just, he likes to go out in the front end between patients and just go like this. And some days when he's all drained and stuff, he just comes in and he feels hot, because I'll give him a hug. But then sometimes I'll give him a hug and I swear it smells like he just came from, the beach. And I say, oh my goodness, your skin is glowing and you smell like you've been sun-kissed. I always say that. And so it just made me think about the difference, which I had never considered before. So, yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, you noticed it. That's definitely a prime example of that. And that he's looking for the sun tells you something.
Yes.
It's the intuition. We sometimes think that things are like innocuous, right? It's like, wait, why am I having that thought? You're looking for it because there's a need that you consciously cannot understand why you're needing this. So follow the gut when it's something like, man, maybe I should drink water. Man, I really need to find the sun. Listen to those thoughts because your body is operating in a different system than the mind.
Absolutely right. So where do you want to start with folks today? Why don't we start with angel numbers? How about that? Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you here. He wants to know about Aquarius.
Hi, Jerry. Let's jump into Aquas then. But real quick, to answer the Mercury in retrograde, we're out of it. It ended on May 14th, so we still have a couple months before it comes back. Let's talk about Yeah, we're done. Next time it's coming back is in August.
Good. Good. Take your time,
Okay,
Mercury retrograde.
take it 4 times a year, guys. Sorry about that. Let's see. For Aquarius, and I'm also Aquarius, I want to say that there we are in a space where gifts are being received at this moment in time with the energy. We're an air sign, but with this influence of the sun coming in, it's actually grounding us and it's giving us vitality. Aquarius is thought to be the coldest sign of the zodiac. I'm sorry, Aquas, I'm putting you on blast. When you think of warm lovers, Aquarius is not the one, but that's okay. We make up for it in other ways. You just have to speak our language, and our language is usually intellect. And because we are the sign, we are the foresight sign, we are the we sign, we are the humanitarian sign. Aquarius is the only sign in the zodiac that is not represented by an animal, because we are of the intellect. We are the propellers of change and ruled by by the planet of Uranus, which is the weird planet. So we are the weirdest zodiac sign in the entire chart. Hello, goodbye, and calling y'all out. So let's see. Be mindful that in the next couple weeks you might be in a space where I'm going to talk about love for a second. That there are, and this may apply to you and it may not. That there's a lot of heartbreak coming in for Aquariuses, and that is because the sun is shifting this energy. This is a time to make sure that you're implementing tools, skills, and skill sets into yourself to allow you to regenerate what you have lost. And heartbreak can come from many things: job positions, loss of a loved one, breakups, loss of a pet. And I'm seeing a lot of this for Aqua right now. So it's very important that you're recognizing if there are losses, that you're replenishing that within yourself. And we can do this through mindful meditation. We can do this through mindful presence. Mindful presence is the moment where I'm being so present with my feelings and the experience around me. I'm not stuck in that logic, and I'm grounding that energy into the earth, because Aqua, let's say you just float away. So be very mindful of this, that there is very imperative that you stay grounded in your own, but there's gifts unfolding here. The thing about these gifts is not about a time for you having to visualize, although I'm a big proponent of visualizations. The back of my phone is my vision board. My screensaver in my computer is my vision board. My vision board goes with me everywhere. But this is a time of doing. Your harvest will come in the August, but right now it's a time of doing. So make sure that you're implementing and taking that solar energy to its full extreme and do, because there is a development here. There's changes in finances for Aqua right now. So that's very important to know. This could be a change of job. This could be, I'm not saying quit your job and wait, but if you're looking for financial shifting, be open to outside of the box thinking, Aqua, because you are very different than the rest of your peers. Out of the box thinking, and don't let self-worth convince you that you're not worthy of a new position or holding a new status. Our finances are directly entangled, and this is for everybody, the collective. Our finances are directly correlated and entangled by our self-worth and our sexual pleasure. Yes. So, yes, because they sit in the same chakra. They sit in the sacral chakra, which is pleasure, and pleasure creates drive. So it goes up into the will power center, which is the stomach. Pleasure creates drive, which then entangles into the heart space from an empowered heart, which then comes out of the created aspects, integrates as our truth, and connects to source. So this is very important, that if you're not feeling pleasure, it doesn't have to just be sexual pleasure. This can be going for a walk, petting your dog, cuddling. For women, we process pleasure different. Men have dopamine. Women has the chemical word is oxytocin, which is the cuddling feeling. So build up this energy and put it out into the universe. So that's what I have for that. And some of that was for the collective, and some of that was for Aqua.
Awesome. Well, I'm moving into my zodiac season, I guess you would call it. Cancer, 4th of July.
Oh, that's still a little bit away. You have Gemini,
Yeah.
Gemini, then we have Leo season and Cancer. You're right.
Leo's after me.
Oh, Gemini. Wait, where are we in May? Gemini.
May, June next week.
June next week, and then you're Cancer.
Yeah.
So you still have 2 signs ahead of you.
2 or 1?
We're in Gemini till June 20th. I apologize. Cancer, you start June 21st.
Yeah.
And then Leo's July, which is the hottest time of the year.
Yes, it is. So you guys, I see some new people showing up. Uh, we're here for you today. Well, we're here for you every day, but get your questions. If you want a reading, if you want some clarification about something that you're feeling or going through, throw it out there. The Oracle is here to assist in any way possible. Um,
Yes. And
yeah,
I'm not an astrologist, okay? Let's just get that clear. I'm not an astrologist. I am here to help you identify patterns, blocks. We can talk about what your personal growth journey is. I'm here for the individual. So just please and I'm here to bring in your crossover loved ones as well as I am a medium. Oh, okay. While people are putting their questions up, Lauren, I want to tell you what happened.
yes.
I went to Paracon last week. So I did my first paranormal convention, which I have never done. And this is because the energy there is so different from a holistic expo. Let me tell you how this was the most amazing thing I did. And I'm going to do a bunch of these. So I went to this very dense place called Penhurst Asylum in Pennsylvania, which has been in a lot of movies and things. It's very haunted and very negative energy, and we did a public exorcism. Yes. So a girl was stumbling out of the prison. There's 300 tables outside, canopies, everything. So the fact that they even dawned upon me was a synchronistic event. Two girls marched her over to my table as if she had just been through combat. And she's like swirling. And if you guys want to see the full video and testimony of this, check out my TikTok, The Oracle of Apollo. You'll see it there live and active.
Okay.
And so she comes over, stumbles, and her friends are like, please help her. Please help her. And I asked her what's going on. They were doing a ghost hunting experience, and I never recommend this, guys. They were doing a ghost hunting experience, and she heard a voice yell at her and then felt a scratch all the way down her body, which made her immediately start to feel sick, jitters. She could no longer stand. All her life force was taken from her, and she was shaking, and she was nauseous. And when she got to me, she looked so confused. She was just so confused. She was out of her body. So we sit her down, and mind you, I'm in a pop-up tent because we're outside. And I have never performed this in a public setting. But if it was happening for that reason, it was happening for that reason.
Right.
And this is something usually is very private, and I don't even bring up that I do, unless there's a need to know basis here. But I guess there's a need to know basis now. So I sit her in my chair. And I just feel this little kid trying to bring fear into her, holding on to her robe. And I'm telling her what I'm finding. And the little kid is just screaming, screaming. And I've come to find out the woman sitting in the chair was actually a nurse. Energetically, the little kid was holding on to the nurse energy. Help me, help me, help me. But also absorbing from her at the same time.
Right.
So I'm trying to grip away this entity off of her, and she has holes all over her aura now. I'm repairing her holes. I'm now energetically vomiting, and what that looks like is a dry heave, as if I'm actually vomiting in real time, but there's nothing coming out. This starts to draw a lot of attention, and in the midst of this exorcism, and I don't call it this, but just for framing, I call this infection removal, and what I will call it from now on. In the midst of the infection removal, there's 50 people watching and recording live this release of this attachment because it was so somatic for the girl. She is now spinning in her chair and she's about to vomit.
Oh.
And I ask her, place your hands on my head and give me what you have. Give me what you have. And I have a crown on. So she places her hand on my head and I'm purging. It was very violent. Until I was able to close everything. The little kid, I was able to finally detach, and this took about 25 minutes. I was able to detach, transmute the energy of the child, bring the child's love in from the higher source, and then this child went into the light. After a few moments, she started coming back into her body. She recognized who she was, where she was. The jitters slowly start to calm down, and she started to feel better. Unfortunately, this had not been the only one that day. I got hit with 3 of these on the same day from the same building, from people from the same building who had seen what happened and recognized what was happening and brought their friend over because their friend also had been attacked. So, and I got 2 testimonials on TikTok that are really powerful. I don't know what inspired me to ask to receive the testimonial was needed for other people, I guess. But now going to conventions moving forward, I will have a spiritual emergency room banner. So if you see me anywhere in the world and you are having an attack of some kind, yeah, come to my tent. I'll be in
So
Ohio next week.
you'll be in Ohio?
I will be at the Pyro Arts and Music Festival, which was sponsored. My ticket was sponsored $500 because apparently I needed to be there and enthusiastically needing to be there and sit with the elders. But I will also have a vending tent there and a hospital there if you so need me.
Oh, how awesome. So what was happening with those people? It just sounds like those entities were, like desperate people do desperate things. Like if you fall off a boat and you don't know how to swim and someone extends their hand to save you, you're not just going to gingerly grab it. You're going to, so what happened with the other two or the others? Did they have the same release
Yes.
thing and came back, and did
So
those
the
entities go into
pattern
the light?
connection, yes, the pattern connection here is low emotions. The nurse was, I whispered it to her because there was a big crowd at this point. I said, "You're suffering from suicidal thoughts and depression." She acknowledged what I was saying. I said, "This is what made you vulnerable to this lower frequency. When we're
Mm,
in these really dark spaces, dark things feed off of it.
is
If
that like law of attraction?
It is like law of attraction because entities feed off, and I'm using the word entities, but I want to say something about this word. This does not mean malevolent, and divinity does not mean benevolent. Entity is a umbrella word for good and dark, light and dark. And divinity, it does not mean good. Gosh, yeah, this is a mind blower. I know. Divinity also encapsulates the dark divinity because they are divine within the divine realm. So just to put
Mm,
that out there. Mm. Um, so with the other girl, she came up and she was just like word vomit. The second girl was like word vomit. And she was displaced and very ungrounded. It was like there was so much surging through her, it had nowhere to ground. Like electricity just firing or cylinders firing in all multiple directions with no direction, no directive, and not being able to create anything that was sustainable for the person to hold on to. In this one, you'll see her talk about, and her eyes even change. She comes in there with these really dark eyes and spazzed out. Like she is just spazzed out. And with
hmm.
her, there was low sense of self-worth that was attached to her. And when she came in, she was also doing the ghost. All three of them had the same thing. They were doing the ghost hunting experience. And this is why, after I did Stranded with Snapchat Original Series, I refuse to do anything else like this because this is ridiculous. The idea of going into somewhere that has dense energy, it's like walking into a prison, letting all the convicts out. You're just there for the sake of being there. What value are you bringing? And why are you tempting things that are stronger than you when they're already in that zone, in that pattern? And
Right.
that is, I mean, by nature, that is what they do. You're gonna hold a boa constrictor and not expect it to eat you if it's bigger than you, or like a giant mega anaconda. I don't know. Like, why put yourself in this predicament?
So what
Especially,
about the
mm,
sorry to interrupt. What about the event planners? Don't they know these things? Like it's almost like a setup to the innocent
it
or those
is.
who oh,
It
so
definitely is set up to the innocent. And people, we have marketed fear, this experience we have marketed this as an experience. Okay. And this is why I have divine encounters, because literally my intention was to flip that experience into something uh lighter after my experience in the darker sector of the ghost hunting experience. And these people do know that, but then we are a skeptic, right? We think it's fun. Oh, I'm spooky, it's scary, but you don't realize the longevity in which these attachments hold on to you and the true influence that they have over your life because you are thinking this is just something to do, like a roller coaster ride. I'm okay, I'm off the roller coaster. No, babe, you're not off the roller coaster. The roller coaster has continued with you on it, and you don't have permission to get off.
Wow. Well, tell people real quick where they can find your show, Divine Encounters, what days and times.
So you can check out Divine Encounters every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on the E360 TV network, Roku, Amazon Fire, Android TV, Apple TV, Facebook, Divine Encounters, E360 TV. So I would love to see you there. We're always talking about inspired conversations where we bring in the elements of mysticism, logic, quantum, spirituality, divinity, all into the context of experience, to just open your heart, your mind to potentially more, so that you can feel supported and recognize that every fingerprint on life is unique, and divinity is just as unique as that fingerprint.
Absolutely. Now, I've just dropped that inside the comment section for you guys, just as a gentle reminder. Write it down or screenshot it, whatever you need to do, and head over twice a week and check out Divine Encounters. Now, I have a question for you because it came to mind when you were just speaking about this stuff. And I'm wondering, okay, for the last month or so, since coming back, let's say from Romania, and I did it from time to time before, but it was pretty consistent after I came back. In order for me to have a peaceful sleep, I needed like a bridge from laying down to getting there. So I started asking Alexa to play music to sleep by. And she would play, she'd go, here's a station, spa. And she'd put it on, and I'd get it at the right level, and boom, out I'd go. But last night, and I'm wondering if it was because I was already leading in.
Yeah, you were leading into fear. You're frozen. That says something. You were frozen now, and you were frozen last night. That's that fear element. That's funny. Go ahead,
I
Spirit.
know that happened right there at that point.
Uh-huh.
Never about just one thing. No mistakes. That's just the universe keeping this shit interesting. And so instantly I knew not to keep trying. First I thought it was the level. Lower it. Then I was like, ooh, I don't really feel this song. And it was just like harp music. And then suddenly somebody said, turn it off. Don't be afraid of the silence. And the moment I turned it off, I went to sleep because I had laid down. Then I had a coughing fit, and I got up, and then I got a headache from coughing. I had to go take some Tylenol. Then I came back, and it was like something was just shaking me. So I just turned it off, and instantly, as far as I know, because I don't remember anything from the moment I turned it off till I woke up this morning, and I slept an hour and a half past my alarm, turned it off, and felt perfectly okay with it. So let's talk about that real quick. Are we? Well, of course we are. It's my question, man.
He's answering himself before he gets there.
I know. It's like, it's amazing to me how they know what we need when we don't even know we need it.
Yeah.
But is it a test to see if we're listening? It's
without having fear, how could we ever prove to be brave? How could we gain in resilience? We're here. Each of us have a particular soul mission, a soul expression that you have scripted before entering into this lifetime for soul mastery. This is part of your ascension process. This is part of your individual growth. And we may not know exactly how that's going to unfold, because choice will make it unfold in its own way, right? However, it will unfold. And the purpose of this, I want you guys to think about obstacles and challenges, like being at the gym. When we go to the gym and we first get there for the first time, maybe we lift five pounds. After a while, those 5 pounds turn into 10 pounds, then 20. We become resilient. But the fact is that you are lifting energetically and spiritually a barbell. Every time you are met with an obstacle or a challenge, it is a literal weight. Think about that. It is a literal weight on your shoulders. How many times have you felt your neck tense and your shoulders tense when you've had too much on your plate? These are your burdens. That's because you are literally lifting the barbell up. And when you master the experience, this means I'm through the experience and not overcoming the experience. I don't even like this word for this. When you integrate the experience, which is allowing the full experience of what it is and what it means to integrate inside. The truth is so clear and known that now I have the capacity to move forward without carrying a story with me. Not overcome, because that's kind of like circumventing. I feel like that's just like that's like getting a hammer and just slamming and slamming, and so I can make a hole, and recognizing that all I really needed for this drywall was a tack and not a hammer.
Great point. Great point.
So this is part of the soul mastery. And if it's fear, in this particular case, fear, we're using the expression of fear of death, which is the ultimate fear for 99.9% of people that are in existence, because this is the only thing that's out of our control. It is inevitable. We do not know when it is here. I will challenge you to learn about it. When you learn about something, it becomes powerless. The fear is eradicated because fear is coming from false expectations appearing real, which is fear of the unknown. I do not know what will happen when I get there.
Right.
But this is our society. There are so many cultures, even in the now. I'm going to use ancient Egypt as one of them, just to give you some context, who were praising death because they understood the nature of death. And in the now culture, we look at Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, Mexican culture, who celebrate death. When we get into an space of understanding of what this truly means, we are able to release it and move into it more gracefully. We don't. It's not calling it in, but it is moving into it more gracefully.
Perfect. I have a question regarding angel numbers.
Yes.
I usually see 444, right? But lately I've seen it stands out more as just 2 4s. 4
88. Oh wait, 4 is 8.
Okay, so let's talk about
number
xoxo.
8.
Yes, and everybody out there, if you have any questions, if you've been seeing some numbers, if you just have questions about the reality of angel numbers, or you want some clarification, drop it in the comments. Oracle will address your needs. So
Okay, let's express what angel numbers are before we jump into the nitty gritty.
perfect.
So angel numbers are basically they're a sign for the muggles. They're a sign for us muggles. Hey, we're trying to get your attention. We have something to tell you. You're going through a particular learning lesson on Earth School of Earth is basically what your soul is here to learn and master. And so we go through lessons and trials and tribulations and challenges that allow us to learn and express. So these angel numbers come in to kind of give you some a validation, to soften what is happening, to let you know that you're supported. These can come as triplicates. They don't always have to be the same exact number, like Lauren said, 444. They can come in a combination of numbers. They can come as an individual number. But basically what's happening is a repetition. You are visually experiencing this number over and over and over and over and over. You bought something, it's the same number as the license plate in the car in front of you. You live in the same house, your phone number ends in that as well. And this is just a continued flow of this number. And how we get our number, he said 44, but I'm actually calling it 8, is because we always simplify the number to the lowest digit. So if there was 444, then we'd really still simplify that. It would make it 12. So
that's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Yeah, it would make it 12. So then we take that 12 and we go 1 + 2, and that would make it a 3. We always try to get it to the individual denominator. Okay, so let's talk about 8, because 8 is a number that I had when I went to Carolina, and it is a big number. So 8 resonates with the influences and vibrations of authority, personal power, which is that warrior energy, the kingly energy, self-confidence, executive ability. I love this word, executive ability, because it's like as a matter of fact kind of energy. Inner strength, professionalism, good judgment. And this has to do around money, finances, riches, abundance, manifestation, wealth, prosperity, provision, investments. Also has to do with discrimination and discernment. There's all my synonyms again. It's in my mind about the synonyms because Andre messed me up. He's like, you talking synonyms. I'm like, I know. The dependability, self-reliance, repose, This also has to do with the inner world, which is inner wisdom, self-sufficiency, compassion, dictatorship, customs, skills, and appearances on the external of the inner world. The external, or the way we project ourselves, or the way what was I calling it? Not appearances. There's another word. Presentation. I call this presentation. It's not even aesthetic, because what you're doing is you're presenting to your work, to the world, a a variation of who you are. You're presenting to the world a facet of who you are through what you're wearing, and that radiates through people. So let's talk about this number and how it influences the person. Angel number 8 brings an uplifting message of encouragement from your angels, telling of achievements, success, striving forward, progress, and attainment. It's a message to stay optimistic and listen to your intuition and inner guidance as you hold positive expectations and thoughts of positive abundance in all its forms, including time, Lauren. Time. Set solid foundations for yourself and your
You
loved
know,
ones, as this will ensure future prosperity. Almost done. And take the appropriate work and effort when necessary. You're encouraged to live up to your full potential. Last thing, Angel 8 brings a message from the angels that financial abundance is on its way to you as you work diligently, intelligently, which is the sun energy, it feels like we're circling back to, towards achieving your goals and aspirations. Your rewards are yours. Be grateful for the blessings in your life and those yet to come. Step into that personal power, have faith, trust, and understanding in your abilities, skills, and talents, and use them to your highest potential. And that's the number 8.
wow. Excuse me. I just wanted to say perfectly matched. Because good morning, Faith. Who are you? It doesn't tell me who you are, but good day to you as well. Is because I'm just going to be transparent here. That makes perfect sense. Because, the Romania trip, we just came back, and I don't tell people this stuff, but, we had to GoFundMe because going out of the country, none of my corporate sponsors bought packages like they usually do. They put $100 here, $50 there, but it was about $7,000 to $8,000 that we usually count on that did not come in. And I was like, what am I going to do? But as soon as I got past that fear, some of the vendors that I needed said, well, listen, we have the ability to allow you to still do this and split up what you owe us. As long as you can get us paid within 90 days after the event, we're okay. And so that's how it went. And I came home and it's like $6,800 that I've got to split up starting next week between 3 different sections of vendorship. And I was going through all that because I was like, are you stupid? Why do you always jump and grow your wings on the way down? Thank you, Les Brown. He's always saying that or reminding me of that. And I mean, so that what you said makes perfect sense. So I thank you for that. And Lori wants to know about the number 7. Everybody thinks that's a lucky number.
That's my number, actually.
Is it?
It is. It's the number of Apollo, so you guys know, and it is derivative of the number of perfection. We're going to jump into the exact of this. Is a very powerful number. I mean, all numbers carry vibrational frequency, and there's not a bad number, so everything is
nice. So don't be afraid when you see the numbers.
Don't be afraid. All of them have a positive meaning for them.
Your robe matches my shirt.
Pink? You look like you have salmon on.
Oh, I do. But how can you tell? Oh my goodness. Am I colorblind? Well,
no.
Let's just say, okay. All right.
Okay, so 7. You're 7. Funny. This is the number of the collective consciousness, faith and spirituality, spiritual awakening and awareness, spiritual enlightenment, spiritual acceptance and development, mysticism. This is my favorite number. Intuition and inner knowing, inner wisdom, psychic abilities, the esoteric inner selves, deep contemplation, introspection, religion, thoughtfulness, myth and ritual, peace and poise, emotions and feelings, inner strength, endurance, and perseverance, persistence of purpose, the ability to bear hardships. That's a good one. Quick wit, the loner, because the loner is the one who is learning. Solitary, isolation, long-sighted, the non-conformist. independence and individualism, intentions, manifesting, and manifestation. Good fortune, mental analysis, philosophy, technicality, science, research, alchemy, genius, keen mind, word, logic, understanding, discernment, very aqua. Knowledge, seeking, study, education, and learning. The ability to set limits, which we all need to learn boundaries, completions, and refinements, stoicism, silence, perfection, chastity. All right. Angel number 7 tells us of a beneficial time with obstacles overcome and successes realized. Your angels are happy with your life choices, and this is why they bring the number 7 to you and are telling you that you are currently on the right path. You are encouraged to keep up the good work, and you have been doing as you have so successfully, serving your soul's purpose and life mission. And your angels are supporting you all the way. Positive things will flow freely towards you, and this will assist you along your journey. Angel number 7 suggests that you look into further developing your personal spirituality and
Mm.
encourage others to do the same. 7 is telling you to learn new things, new skill sets. You're going to implement them. There's a worry here for Lori about the ability to retain. This is going to go, it goes away when it's exactly purposeful, Whitney, and advanced on all levels. You have the important soul mission and life purpose that involves communicating, teaching, healing others, and serving humanity in a manner that suits you best. You're encouraged to set a positive example for others and inspire them to seek their own passion and their own purpose in life. And finally, 7 encourages you to take a spiritually based practice, profession, and career or heart based service if you so are inclined. That is the number 7.
Awesome. Hey, question. That's so funny. I thought you had a tattoo or something.
Where?
Um,
I do.
I see. No, these two.
Oh,
Tell us about what. Oh, at first I was like, is that mascara on the inside? But then I noticed there was a matching one. Okay. And then I was on my screen thinking it was something I had spit on my screen and it was stuck on your face.
it's not your screen.
What are those?
That is just me feeling my feminine form today. And I felt like these will accentuate that. It feels like wings, like
It looks
elevated.
like wings, like butterfly.
Yeah. It
Like
feels very
butterfly.
feminine.
Can I ask you something real quick? And then I want you to do a reading. I feel like someone out there needs a reading. Like you know how you pull the cards?
Sure.
Um, could be me. But real quick,
Collective.
you know how we see angel numbers?
Sure.
Is there a thing? I don't know what you would call it, but like, I've been doing a lot of yard work lately. And so we have this big pot in our front yard that I put flowers that spill in. And so I wasn't purposely designing anything other than the color palette, but
Purple?
well, there is purple, pink and purple. Yes. And it's shaped like a heart. But then at night when we go out, the ground cover that's around it is shaped like a butterfly with dark on one side, light on the other. And I was like, hey, Brian, come out here. Do you see something here? And he goes, it looks like a butterfly. So, it changes every year because it matures and grows. It's perennials. And I was like, I wonder if that's like angel numbers where nature
Yes.
can give a, so that is a thing.
That is a thing, and that goes into the realm of elementals and fae. So there are spirits of the land, guardians of the land, that when they are pleased with us will give us beautiful signs and create beauty. And a lot of us, I'll give you an example of ivy. A lot of us think as ivy as an obtrusive, ugly thing that grows on the side of your house. But actually, this is the fae's way or the elemental's way of protecting you.
I love that. And I was just about to pull some down. I started cutting some yesterday.
Really?
Just to get started.
That's
Because we have
funny.
a pathway that it just covers and you don't get to see the stones that you're supposed to walk on. So Brian's always like, can you trim that up? But I'm gonna leave all the other and just clear the pathway. And thank you for that. Is that
That's
the
funny
same
that I
thing?
even brought that example up when you gave me an example to talk about.
Exactly. So let me ask, is that the same thing as like when a person sees a butterfly or a butterfly lands on you or a ladybug or that sort of thing? Is that same nature thing? Or is that
Yes,
different?
that is the same nature thing. Those are elementals that are assisting us and giving us guidance and
Okay.
reassurance. And we tend to think of butterflies as the spiritual or the spirit or someone who is cross or metamorphosis. This is why it's kind of in the same department, right? Transition, physical transition to spiritual
Sure.
metamorphosis. And ladybug is usually thought of as a sign of good fortune
Good fortune.
coming in. And,
Great.
I want to say something about fortune and luck because I do not believe in luck.
Right.
But fortune is grace with blessing in action. This is what I framed it as. This is a blessing in action. This is what we are perceiving as luck, but it is fortuna. There's a Greek deity named Fortuna. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Perfect. So what do the cards have to say today?
All right, let's see what we got. We got the four of thoughts. Spend time in nature. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Spend time in nature for guidance from your angels and your own inner voice, because over analyzing the situation won't provide the answers you're seeking. Consider taking a vacation, solar energy. Consider taking a vacation or a small break to help you rejuvenate, to become clear on what your next step should be. Meditation will be very helpful. This is everything we just talked about.
Everything. And we're on our way to Charleston in a couple weeks. And everything it's just, boy, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad we have the universe. Can you imagine if we didn't? Ugh, go on. Oh
We
my
have
God.
again, in alignment with what we're talking about, we have the guardian of abundance. We just talked about that with the angel number 8. This is an N7, time of success for the collective. All your plans are being blessed and will move forward perfectly. Unexpected job opportunities. This is literally what we talked about in the beginning of the segment. They're arising in the near future. Make sure to accept them. This card indicates that someone with an amazing career is involved in this situation, and this is a powerful person with great integrity who enjoys hard work. This person could be you.
Wow. Yay. Remind everybody one more time that 2 times a week to get over and get baptized inside of the Divine Encounters experience.
Come to Divine Encounters Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for a weekly supernatural story time to uplift and inspire you. And then come check in on the energies on Sunday night when I bring all of your horoscopes just to check out what's happening. And if you want to work with me as a spiritual energy coach, you need a reading, cleansing, understanding, guide, seer, medium for private or public events, check me out at oracleofapollo.com.
Yay. Oracle, thank you so much. We'll be seeing you mid-June for hopefully for, unless you're on the road somewhere, the Ask the Experts monthly show. And in the meantime, you guys, get over and check Oracle out. Just don't wait until you're desperate and you need something. Make it a practice, and just know that she's available. You won't be sorry. Oracle, thank you so much for starting off our day and giving us something that fills us from all directions. Thank you so much. And you guys get out there, be the best versions of yourselves. And I will see you Monday morning, God willing, on the front porch, where together again, we'll create yet another divine experience through illuminated conversation. As always, in closing, I love you, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. So I'll see you. Bye. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Great job, Oracle, as always. Mwah. Bye, everyone.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time.